So this is the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and it's a very special product to a lot of people because it fixes a few key issues and it also introduces a few new features that no other laptop has. Now it's 16 inches, it has a bigger display, and if you were to look at this and the 15-inch laptop from a distance, it would be hard to tell them apart. Design language is the same, but the 16-inch version is thicker, wider, longer, and slightly heavier to incorporate a bigger battery and a better cooling solution. Port situation is also exactly the same. You have 4 USB Type-C Thunderbolt 3 ports. I honestly think because they increased the thickness of this laptop, they should have just put an SD card slot back in here. I mean, this thing is supposed to be pro. This thing is aimed at creators, and creators want an SD card slot. Now this display is just as good as the previous generation. Because it's 16 inches now, you have 0.6 inches of more screen real estate. It's still using 16 by 10, which is much better than 16 by 9 laptops, at least for productivity. Color accuracy is excellent. They say you're supposed to get 500 nits of brightness, but I'm only measuring 410, so I'm not sure if that's peak brightness. One thing I do have to say though, is that the bezels are significantly thinner now because they incorporated a bigger display and a very similar chassis. Now, the unfortunate part is the webcam. Like, this is still a really bad webcam, and that kind of irks me because Apple decided to put some of the best speakers on a laptop that I've ever listened to. These speakers are so good. There's 6 of them in here. They have Dolby Atmos. I can't even explain to you how good these sound. You literally have to go into an Apple store or anywhere where they sell Apple products, tell everyone to be quiet and listen to them because it literally sounds like you're listening to a HomePod. With those speakers, you do get some amazing built-in microphones. Apple's calling them studio quality. I don't think that's the truth. They are good, better than any other laptop I've used, but they're not going to replace your studio microphone.
Who, may I ask, is calling? Did you say your name was Tom?
Hi, my name is Tom. I own a ranch down in Texas, and I just wanted to ask the Queen exactly how my voice sounds.
Oh.
What it is good for is some of the best audio quality when you're having a conversation on the phone, because a lot of people actually use their MacBooks as a phone. They'll be doing their work, a phone call will come in, and having that kind of clarity will be really nice. The next big change was the keyboard. They went back to the scissor switch because butterfly switches were not living up to the dream of being a better keyboard. A small percentage of Apple users, which actually is quite a lot because you have to remember, Apple sells tons of these products. Now the escape key is back, which a lot of developers are gonna like. It's just a lot easier to tap than housing around with the touch bar. Touchpad, really not much to stay here. This is still the gold standard. There is no other laptop that has the accuracy of the MacBook touchpad out there. Now the model I have here is the cheaper i9, and it has 16 gigabytes of RAM, a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, and yes, you can buy it with 8 terabytes in a single drive. That's crazy. If you want to do this on PC laptops, you have to combine multiple drives together. You have a Radeon 5500M with 40 gigabytes of VRAM, and the crazy thing is, it still gives you better performance than the previous generation, even though the CPUs are the same. It's the 9th gen CPUs. Intel doesn't have the H-series processors available yet for the 10th generation. You're gonna have to wait for next year, but it's faster because they improved the cooling inside of here. 28% better due to bigger fans and better heat pipes. Now the reason why this matters is because when this is under full load, it's able to maintain a higher clock speed than the previous generation. And what I noticed is that it'll first get really hot to about 99 degrees Celsius, which is crazy, but it will wait as long as possible in order to reduce the heat because it wants you, the user, to have a quiet experience. After a few minutes, the fans will start kicking in and then the temperature will kind of hover around 88 degrees. Now, if you compare this to a similar laptop like the Dell XPS 15 with a i9 processor or the Asus ZenBook, this still runs faster. Besides that, surface temperatures are great, and fan noise is the same as the previous model. You can hear them when they get under load, but they're not overbearing compared to other laptops on the market. So here are my closing thoughts. The 16-inch MacBook Pro is hands down a big improvement from the previous generation. Sure, it doesn't have a fancy new redesign, but it fixes all the little issues that people were complaining about and also added a few key nice touches that no other laptop has. The sound is insane. Go to the store and listen to it. Battery life is good. You have a great display for color accuracy. You have a fixed keyboard and one of the best touchpads on the market. Plus, if you're an iPhone user and you're in the Apple ecosystem, the pairing between all of these products just makes the experience even better. In fact, this is the first time I bought myself a brand new MacBook Pro. I've never bought a MacBook in my entire life. Every Mac you've seen on this channel has always been a loan from a friend or a colleague so that I can review it for you guys. But I was so impressed by the 16-inch version that I'm actually going to give it a go as my main device. Anyways, that wraps up this review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.